Yo, hi guys. Okay, I decided to share with you my thoughts on the Little Mermaid. Not on the Little Mermaid that we that we used to know. The Little Mermaid with Happily Ever After. This story was the original story that was originally tragically written by Mr. Hans Christian Andersen, a Danish author. So he was the original storyteller, original author of the Little Mermaid book. So I can say that my childhood heart is breaking is breaking for our beautiful Little Mermaid. Yeah. Eh, I have read that contrary to the story that we all know since childhood, Little Mermaid didn't get her happily ever after with that stupid human prince. Yeah, stupid. Stupid. Why? Because he didn't. He told our Little Mermaid that our Little Mermaid reminded him of of the the girl he's madly in love with. He saw the girl only twice, and the Little Mermaid kinda reminded him of that. She told our she told our Little Mermaid that uh, that girl saves him from drowning. That girl saves him from drowning, and that girl belongs to a kingdom far, far away, and he only saw her twice. Right? Before anything else, I will share it to you in English because I have read it in English. Meron ba tayong Tagalog version ng Little Mermaid? Wala pa akong nababasa since childhood. I'm fond of reading stories, fairy tale stories, and watching fairy tale movies, Disney movies. I grew up with fairy tales. So yeah, wala pa akong nakikita version ng Tagalog Little Mermaid. Meron ba tayo? Jezebel, ang Kataw at ang Shokoy. Marina. Yeah. So yeah, ganun nga. I will share it to you in English, okay? Because I have read it in English. Charot. The Little Mermaid rescued the prince from drowning, and she fell in love with the prince. She wanted a pair of legs. She wanted to go to the human world to find the prince. Okay, so she seek help from the witch mermaid, but the witch mermaid told her she can have a beautiful pair of legs if she will give up her beautiful voice too. She said yes, she will give up her beautiful voice just like that. But on the contrary to what we all know that the voice was kept inside a shell, right? And she will get it back at the end. But no, in the original story, her tongue will be cut off. Her tongue will be cut off. How painful was that? So she cannot sing anymore, she cannot talk anymore. But still she said yes. So she asked the witch how will she go to the prince if she can talk, she can sing. The witch told her that she can be she will be the best dancer in the whole human world for having that pair of legs. So she said, yes, okay, okay, like that. But not only that, still, but there's still a condition. She will be the best dancer in the whole human world. But when she dances, every time her feet touches the ground, every time her feet touches the ground, is like it feels like it being pierced through by 1,000 swords. So how painful was that? She have our beautiful little mermaid have to go through that, have to ensure all of that just to go to the human world. So she she give up her voice, she get her feet, and in the human world, the prince keep her keep her by his side because she dances gracefully. The prince likes to see her dancing without knowing that she's injuring the pain it causing her. Eh, and she don't have the friends the friends with her on her journey in the human world. And the prince, one night the prince told the little mermaid and the prince were dancing, and one night the prince saw the little mermaid that little mermaid reminded him of the girl he fell in love with. That girl saved him from drowning, and he just saw it twice. It belongs to the kingdom far, far away. So in the story, when Little Mermaid saves the prince from drowning, she put the prince in the sand near the palace. And there's a little girl, a princess, that came from the palace and calls for help. And our little mermaid is hiding from the wave, so no one can see her. He's watching the prince if if there's somebody that will save the prince. So yes, there is someone who saved the prince. It's a little princess, a human princess. And then when and then little mermaid could just look, could just stare at the prince's face. What can she do? She cannot say it was her. She don't have the voice. So good. She don't have the voice. She cannot tell him that I am the one. I am the one you are looking for. I am that girl who saves you, not that little princess you see in the sand. So the prince told her that they have to go to a far kingdom for a fixed marriage. The prince should marry a princess. But if he have the choice, he wants to marry that girl he fell in love with, the girl who saves her. And the girl is beside him. But of course he didn't know it. He didn't know that was our little mermaid beside him. That was the girl who saved him. That was the girl he fell in love with. So the journey to the far kingdom, and And when the prince saw the princess in that kingdom, he was like, "Oh, it's you! It's you, that girl who saves me from drowning." Like, what? What? Why you didn't recognize our little mermaid? Huh? What? Is the little mermaid and the human princess, looks the same? Hmm? Why can't he? Why can't he determine the face? Of course, our little mermaid is sad. She was crying because that princess that he have to marry is that little princess, that little princess that calls for somebody's help that night. Eh. And also, the witch told the little mermaid that she can have her voice back, she can have her tail back, if the prince will fall in love with her, and if they will marry, they will gonna be married. But if the prince will not fall in love with our little mermaid, and the prince will marry another girl, on the morning after the wedding of the prince with the other girl, and the sunrise will shine upon our little mermaid. Our little mermaid will turn into foam. Will turn into foam if the prince will marry another girl instead of her. So, what happened? Hmm? The prince married the princess, the human princess, that she thought that was the girl, that was the one who saves him. So, what will happen to our little mermaid? Because the prince, the stupid prince, didn't recognize her face and married another girl instead. How stupid. The princess is so sad. She's crying. No, the little mermaid. She's so sad. She's crying, watching the prince and the princess sleeping soundly in their bed, because she was in that room, where the princess and the prince soundly sleep after their marriage. Okay, morning came. The mermaid sisters to the rescue. They're to the rescue. Of course. Who wants to see their little sister turning into a foam, right? So they gave the little mermaid a knife, a small knife, that they give up their long hair and seek help from the witch, so our little mermaid can have her tail back. So the condition is she will pierce that knife in the prince's heart, and then when the blood flow from there and go to her feet, it will become a tail. So she can have her tail back. Okay? And then the sister goes back to the ocean already. What? What can the little mermaid do? She loved the prince so much. So much. So she didn't kill the prince. Instead, she threw the knife in the ocean and just teary-eyed looking at the prince and the princess. And then the sun goes up. The sun rays shone on our beautiful little mermaid. So what now? She's slowly turning into a foam, floating in the air, looking down on the ship, watching the couple sleeping in the bed. She turned into a foam. Little Mermaid turned into a foam. That was the original story. She didn't get her happily ever after with that stupid human prince because the prince didn't recognize her. See? How Mr. Hans Christian Andersen hurt me. I wish I shouldn't read that book. My childhood heart is aching for our little mermaid. She turned into a foam. She didn't get her happily ever after